Here we are again. I'm Jeff Schwartz, and this is our November 2025 Schwartz Performance Shop Update video. Let's go see what we got going on this month. This Hellcat-powered Challenger has had the suspension aligned, and we've been driving around the road a little bit. We just got it off the dyno yesterday, and it made 710 horsepower at the rear wheel, which is phenomenal for a stock Hellcat motor with our cold air intake, long tube headers, obviously no cats, but pretty impressive numbers. Check out the video. We've been driving this 54 Studebaker wide body around a little bit. We've got some plastic on here to protect her from getting any stone chips on it. We did run into a slight problem with the Stewart Warner gauge interfacing with the GM 6-speed automatic transmission. So we've got a GPS speedo that we're installing in there now that will interface with that speedo gauge, I guess you'd say. So we've got a GPS unit that's going to send the signal to the Stewart Warner gauge. So hopefully that'll get dialed in here very shortly, and we'll be ready to go to the customer with this thing real soon. And this Hellcat powered Cutlass is alive. It is officially running. We haven't driven it down the road yet, but that'll be coming next. So glad to hear that thing fire up and make some noise. This is a Eleanor style Mustang that we built several years ago, probably 7 or 8 years ago. The owner is getting it prepped for sale. I believe he's going to list that on Bring a Trailer, so if you're interested in that, keep an eye out for it. Meanwhile, we've got a few little things to fix up on it and dial in, and it should be ready to go out of here in another week or so. And this 64 Galaxy is just about ready to go to the customer. We had it at the interior shop getting a few things touched up on there that weren't done at the previous interior shop. This has a brand new Schwartz G-Machine chassis in it. It's never really been driven much. It's a fresh build, I guess you'd say. It was at another couple of different shops for quite some time, but we've got everything all dialed in on it, twin turbo 390. I understand he's going to be consigning this to Throttle Stop in Elkhart Lake in the real near future. So if you're at all interested in this thing, take a look at Throttle Stop's website, throttlestop.com, Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin, right down the street from Road America. Anyway, a beautiful Galaxy here, pretty awesome car. This is the painted pearlish green Mustang that came in recently. You may have seen it on one of the previous reels that I did, but it just came in since the last monthly video update, and we've fitted the chassis to it, and we are in the process of replacing some rusty floors. Normally that stuff would have gotten done on the front end, however, for whatever reason it didn't get done on this, so we're going ahead and doing that now, and then we're going to bedline the bottom and final fit the chassis to this and continue the build. On this 57 Ford project, we decided to go with a remote mounted wiper motor. So we've got that coming tomorrow, and we'll be mounting that inside the fender over there, and it'll be cable operated to operate the windshield wipers. The other wiper was going to get in the way of the intake manifold and air cleaner that we need to fabricate for this to look like a 312 high performance engine. So we've got our firewall braces now, and we've put the hood latch on there and made the upper firewall symmetrical to the other side so it looks even on both sides. And we've got just a few more things to wrap up on the fabrication thing, and then we've got our media blaster coming to remote blast this out in the parking lot in a week or so. So then it'll be going to the paint and, or I should say, final body work and paint stage. This is that Firebird project that came in, and we've been working on a number of things on it. The main things are getting the steering column and pedals and things kind of finalized, and then we're trying to get the engine. It's a Pontiac engine in this one. We need to get the engine positioned because this customer wants to use the factory style engine driven cooling fan. Normally on our G machine chassis we position the engine as low as possible in the chassis, and in this case when it's in the lowest possible in the chassis, the fan doesn't line up with the factory shroud and stuff. So this customer wants to utilize all those things, so we're going to have to reposition the engine slightly to fit the mechanical fan with the factory shroud, and then also we got to put the shaker on there with the aftermarket intake. So we got a little bit of finessing to do there, and we'll get it all dialed in shortly, and then we'll weld all that stuff up permanently and continue onward with the build. This is the Hellcat powered Vette. The things we've done lately is fabricated the engine oil cooler bracket, and we've got a diffuser that you may have seen in previous videos, and that is all welded up now. Also the tail panel that we fabbed out of aluminum for the taillights, that's been welded, and we've been doing some grinding on that to get that smooth. The next step is actually the roll cage or roll bar setup that we're going to put in here. And we've also figured out where we're mounting our Optima battery, and we've got a mock-up piece tacked in place that's going to get welded to the chassis that will support our billet Optima battery trays that we use on all of our builds, along with the yellow top battery that we're going to put in there. So a little bit of progress on that, and once that cage is fabricated, then it's blow everything apart, final weld all the chassis, and get it powder coated. This is the 57 Chevy convertible chassis swap project that we're working on. As you saw in the previous video, we've got the retro styling components on the LS engine to make it look like an old 57 Chevy engine. And I just got the tires mounted on these beautiful Forge Line wheels today, and we've test fitted them, and they just look awesome on there. Those are a split 5-spoke design with diamond cut edges, a gloss black center with a polished aluminum lip. Beautiful choice of wheels. Ed, the owner of this car, picked those out, and I really thumbs up on that choice. We've got the aluminum radiator fitted, and we're working on running the AC hoses up through the inner fender there. He wanted air conditioning added to this car, and the firewall smoothed out, so we've done that, and we're hiding the hoses up through the inner fender just to give it a nice clean look in the engine bay that he wanted. So moved along quite nicely, and should have this one hopefully running in the very near future. This is the all-wheel drive Challenger project. We've got the seat fitted in there, and the owner came in and checked everything out, and we've got all the ergonomics figured out. We also have these M&H Racemaster tires that are going to be used on here. It's going to have 325s all the way around on it. A pretty tall tire, so we'll have to see how that fits in the front end with turning and everything, but we're getting further along, and now we've got the tire combination that'll allow us to finish up all the last minute stuff here on the fab end of it anyway. So we've got our 4-wheel drive chassis mocked up in this 69 Bronco here, and we're waiting for the differentials and a couple other components to arrive so we can final test fit this before we pull the chassis back out of there and final weld everything. So if you're interested in any type of 4-wheel drive chassis, we now have those for 67 to 79 Ford F100s and F-Series, I guess you'd say, up through 250s. And then we also have the square body GM trucks, 2-wheel drive G machine chassis, 2-wheel drive pre-runner style off-road chassis, and a 4-wheel drive off-road chassis. So we've got 3 different chassis for the Fords and the square bodies, and coming soon we'll have the earlier C10s also in the 4-wheel drive and the 2-wheel drive pre-runner. So if you're interested in off-road stuff, hit us up, and we're going full steam into the off-road 4-wheel drive chassis market. So anyway, we'll be getting this thing mocked up with all the other components as mentioned, and We'll have it welded up by next month's video, and it'll be in the car, and we'll be moving along with the build on this 69 Bronco. If you watch our monthly video updates every month, you probably see there's a few cars missing, and those cars are having work done, and they'll be back here for next month's video. There is a Roadrunner with the Ray Barton Hemi that has been painted. That'll be back here next month. The 68 Camaro will be back here next month. The 70 Charger with the Elephant engine will be back here next month. And we just got this car in, which is a 32 Ford, and we're going to be doing some updates to this, going through it, making sure the wiring is up to our standards, and it's going to get repainted black. This has a flathead in it. That engine is being redone now, and we'll be putting that back in here when we get onto the final assembly stages of this project. That's all we have for this month. Be sure and hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to check out our reels on Facebook and Instagram. Schwartz Perf on Instagram, Schwartz Performance Inc. on Facebook. Anyway, those reels are quite popular, and there's very informative information there, so check those out. Stay tuned for next month's video. Thanks for watching.